think I am about to take off. It's like a weird knowing. I know people say that shit all the time, but like it's no other option for life. But it just won't make sense at this point. You know what I mean? And I think life truly knows that about me. Like I'm done. It's get rich or die trying for me, and it's not about money. It's about like just going to a different level of this life, so I can do everything that I technically want to do. And it's not about always having fun. It's about being able to make that option when I have it. I found a mirror laying flat on the front yard grass. Old silver frame cracked like shattered glass. It wasn't there last night, and when I walked past, but now I sat still like the moment trapped in mass. Picked up cautious glass cold to the touch, cold like winter, but deep it too much. Like I held the season, no hands should pluck. Like distorted someone fear in a frozen hush.
Do you hear me, Lord? Oh, Lord, we praise your name. Oh, yes, Lord. Hallelujah. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Lord.
I was building and it quiet when the noise felt loud. I had faith in the vision and when it wasn't allowed. They mistook my patience for falling behind. I was stacking my focus, getting right with my mind. Every lust taught discipline and every win taught grace. Every closed door forcing me how to master my pace. I don't argue with doubt, I argue instead. Let results talk back for the words I never said. Do you hear me now when I speak this clear? I was silent for years and not a signal's here. Same heart, same soul, and just sharpening fear. Do you hear me now? Do you hear me? Do you hear me now? When I walk this way, every step got weight. I don't gotta say. If you slept with me then, it's cool, it's okay. Do you hear me now? And do you hear me? I don't chase validation, I validate self. Confidence feels silky, had to sit with myself. You only see the glow, not the nights I was low, not the moments I stayed when I couldn't let go. But I still. But I still. But I still. I walk with attention, no rushing my stride. When you trust your direction, the fear fall to the side. If they ask who next, I don't point, I appear. Presence speak louder than anything that you hear. If you ever felt ignored, just a fit moment to flip. When the quiet get loud and the door start to slip, you don't gotta scream when it's solid and true. The whole world just quick to finally see you. Do you hear me now when I stand this firm? Every scar, every loss finally give me return. If you felt it this deep, yeah, it's meant for you. And do you hear me now? Cause I hear you too. And I hear you
Do you hear me, Lord?
I said, I walk with attention, no rushing my stride. And when you trust your direction, the fear fall to the side. And you hear. What up, what up, what up? What's good? What is good? Boys back with another update. I did pretty much everything I said I was gonna do, for the most part. Definitely in the vehicle side. Tomorrow and tonight, I definitely want to add some more maps. As I show you this demo, you'll probably see some new maps in there. There is one new map that I am going to show you today because that one just has more of an open road, as I mentioned that I want to add. So that is there. It is a snowy little road. I don't really know how long it's going to be,
probably a long road. I didn't really go through the map as much, but ideally, we're just putting shit together real quick, just so the AI can eventually take it over and do more as it goes. So we are there. We are there. What else? What else happened? I did fix a lot of the assets. That was a big issue for no reason. You know what I mean? Like for no reason. But that is fixed. We don't have an issue there anymore. And yeah, yeah, that's basically how we're doing it. So it's going good. I can't complain. We gotta just keep going. We have to the 17th, of course, until this will be released on Steam, and I think that's when we get a lot more attention. So I'm trying to polish this up as much as possible over this weekend. I'm gonna go through a full blown, like I said, renovation, whatever you want to call it. I'm thinking houses, but you know what I mean. Like go through a whole different process of design for this, right? Because it was really functionality based stuff that I was worried about. Nowadays, I'm trying to make sure that we're at the most polished version that we can be on the UI side of this whole thing. So that will be this weekend to totally focus on that and make sure that that is done. In the meantime, I want to show you guys what vehicles are doing, right? I did add, I think there's like 20 vehicles. I'll show you maybe one or two today, and then we'll go over that later when I have more maps to show, right? Because I want to be able to hop in a car, drive to a certain location, get out the car, and do certain things, right? So I did mess up. I'm being transparent right now because I'm trying to reload these characters in. If you guys remember the first version of this demo, I had 3 to 4 characters loading. Then when we tried to compile the project and package it to launch on Steam, even just to upload it so Steam could check it out, the two characters weren't loading properly. Like the code just didn't want to take the characters. I don't know why. Like it was just blocking them from getting into the build. So I had to remove it just to make sure that the build will at least go through the Steam so they can see that this is a viable game, it's legit, and we're trying to actually launch this thing real, right? So I tried to fix that today. Did it fully fix? No, not at all. Not even a little bit. I mean, it did. It's showing the characters, but it's doing some weird shit. So be wary on that when I show you the demo because it's gonna show you that. Another thing is the vehicle sounds are a little loud. So when I first started, you may hear shit really loud, and I'm gonna have to go back to Steam Elements, OBS, and just bring it down a little bit. So I'll do that as I go through the game, just giving you guys a fair warning that as you see me switching, yeah, it's gonna be a little loud. So just make sure you're aware of that. Now let me just make sure shit is loading correctly. I should have opened Unreal before streaming, but my computer should be fast. And it has been being weird. I did a few demos today on it, personally through personal meetings, but I didn't have a problem, and so far it's loading pretty fast, so I think we're good. But yeah, that the demo is doing very good. Beta is gonna be even better. I'm excited for that because there's a lot more features in the beta than there is the demo. And I'm just using the demo to polish the beta, if that makes sense. So we are there. We're getting there pretty quickly. Um, but yeah, 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 yeah. So let me switch over. So now in Unreal, now I'm gonna start. Obviously, you guys already know this process. Just signing in, putting in the email and password of my account. Right. Once I do that, I can get right in, create, etc. So here,
Welcome to Manifest Anything. How can I help you?
still talks. Didn't really change that much because honestly, sometimes it says the right shit and other times it doesn't. So I don't know what's going on with the AI to have its own thoughts to decide to say something different there. But I gotta figure that out and fix it quickly before everybody else starts training their voices, and then like it has a script, so it's supposed to stay in that script, but it decides to say one part of the script and another part where it's supposed to say it in another area of the game. You know what I mean? So it's just has a mind of its own sometimes, but it's all good. So and I think I do understand. I just don't want to say it yet. But you know, I know. So whatever. Might cut out. It is what it is. All right. So when you go to create open world, obviously this prompt is already filled out for you because it's the demo. But ideally, right there in that prompt is where you're gonna be able to tell the game what you want to build. If you want to build Resident Evil, I keep using that example, but the reason why is because I've been building this for mostly the horror category to make sure that works. And as I explained before, if that works, then we cover the ground on a lot of other categories as well. Because there's a lot of features in a horror game that will just be different, right? So, Ice Road, that's a new map. So, this is the new map that I just added, and the other two are new maps as well. The next time I stream, I should have about at least 10. My goal is 50, but I may stop in the middle, right? So I may stop at 25, and that's enough for the game because honestly, you could take any of these maps, put them together. You can make them one section of the game. So if someone drives by, whatever, you know what I mean? Like you can do whatever you want with those 25. And then if you want to add new maps, obviously you could do that from the marketplace. And I'm gonna add a feature where just like Gemini, I did it again. Just like Genie, you could add a photo and then it will just populate that world. So you'll have more than enough power to create your own maps from there. So now adding an NPC, right? Here's my problem. See this shit? This is where it gets annoying. So I try to fix it in the game. I have things set up a certain way, and unfortunately it got confused and now it's populating this modal crazy. So fortunately enough, this demo is not updated to the cloud yet. On Monday it will be, but I'll have this polished way before then, so you won't even see it like this. Again, you're watching me building real time, so you're gonna see things different than what might be the final product. Now, I don't even
Got it. Starting
see.
now.
He doesn't even move now. Well, that's great. Let's see who does move. Hopefully, some of them.
Starting now.
All
This
right,
will
he
just take
moves.
a moment.
Whoa, whoa. That was weird. Anyway, I guess he was standing on top of the other character. But see, that's what I mean. Like, Unreal's complicated. Any game developer out there that's been building on Unreal all this time, yo, kudos to you because yo, this shit has been hard as shit. And I know I'm hold on. And I know I'm building an AI game that creates other games. So I'm overcomplicating this shit. But just in general, Unreal Engine's hard. So kudos, good shit. Keep going. You've been doing your thing, and I hope you do your thing and manifest. So anyway, add car, right? So we have this sports car, like I told you guys yesterday. I'm going to add pictures of all of these cars so you can see what they look like before you select them. This is purely just for me because I know what I'm selecting because obviously I'm building the code. But
Welcome to
I don't know how loud that is. For me, it's not that loud. But to make sure you guys can still hear me, I'm gonna burn down the volume a little bit. Now, I can get in the car by pressing E, and I can start driving and do all different stuff. Now, there is bumpy road stuff that I gotta do. See this? I have to fix this. So this is a Mac issue, so I will fix that. But ideally, it's supposed to reset up, but I can't. So we're gonna go down the road, and we're gonna do this.
Got it. Starting now.
Now, let's see if we block that. See, this road is technically long. Right? So, let me switch quick and then I'll switch back. So, what needs to happen there is a collision, right? The collision for the road needs to stay consistent. And unfortunately, when I put the map, I didn't let the AI do all the collision yet because it wasn't loading things properly. So I have to readjust that and make sure that everything works properly, right? So the goal is make sure all the vehicles work, make sure they have the sounds, make sure they drive. Now, as you can see, they do that. If I started crashing and doing different shit, you'll start to see it smoke, you'll see damage on the car, you'll see all the things that you normally would see. So that's good, right? That all works. The next thing is okay, there's going to be different roads, different terrains, different environments that the car may be in as that happens, we want to be able to, have the car adjust so the wheels go up and down, etc. And as long as that's in a game, you can manipulate that any way you want. It doesn't have to be that way, right? It could easily go into no collision and you're just flying, or it could be however you foresee the game and the cars interact in those games, right? Let me just reopen the game again because I do want to show you the different cars that it does have. I'm gonna do it in a different map that doesn't have so much collision problems at the moment, but I want to fix that road for sure because that one's a long road. You'll have an ability to have like a driving game with that road. You could take away some of the mountains. You can add more collision, whatever you want to do. So if you're creating like a racing game, for example, that's a good map to create as a racetrack if you want to. So I'm gonna use the Asian demo instead. Let me just log in real quick so you don't have to go through all that process again with me. But that is the move that I'm trying to do because once that's done, then I can move into weapons. Weapons is not complicated, it's just there's assets missing like bullets. So I have to either generate those bullets or I have
Welcome to Manifest Anything. How can I help you?
figure out what on the Fab marketplace or any other marketplace has it available, which means I gotta purchase it. So it's either generate it or purchase it at the moment. So that's the move. Let me open up the Asian demo. Asian Village, that sounded weird. The Asian Village demo. 'Cause that's literally what the map is called. Loading your worlds. It's taking a long time to load the road. That's a different one. I ain't gonna lie. Like I didn't even remember adding that, and now it's taking way longer. I should have went to something I knew was playable already, and then did it there. Cause now it's taking a little longer, but it's all good. I'm gonna cancel out. I'm gonna redo it again, which sucks. But this is the process of developing, bro. Like you gotta kind of have thick skin, be disciplined, keep going. You can't quit. Sometimes things work, sometimes they don't. But from the most part, I would say 95% of the shit in this game works. 5% of it is pure testing and then just adjusting it as it goes. So, not worried about it. Let's just get back in here. I think if I use past project, I should have it. And I gotta fix that loading. You didn't even see it, but
Welcome to Manifest Anything. How can I help you?
let me see this one. There you go. Alright, now I gotta go back to this is why I don't fully code and shit in stream because the amount of switching that I have to do is great. So going back to Unreal. Now the NPC, add NPC, I don't remember which one worked. I think it was this one.
Starting now.
It
This will
wasn't
just
that
take a
one.
moment.
So they float when this. So I'm gonna actually
Got it.
explain
Starting now.
why this is happening. Why he's floating like this is because the game is trying to find its skeleton and it can't. So I just fixed that with vehicles. So you can put any vehicle in and it doesn't matter if it was built in Unity or built in Unreal Engine 5.3 or 4 or 5.7. It's Manifest now is gonna automatically rig that. So that's a big update for any game developer because like I said the other day, when new assets are created and new versions of the engine, meaning Unreal Engine, are created, they have a mismatch sometimes. So if someone as a developer created an asset or a whole map under Unreal Engine, let's say 5.2, then 5.5 comes out, that asset may not work anymore because of the new engine, which sucks because now you spent all that time. And if you're one of those developers that have it in the Fab Marketplace, which Fab Marketplace is Unreal Engine's official marketplace, they bought Sketchfab, and now that's why it's the Fab Marketplace. But if you're selling on there, and now they go to the new engine, and now these other developers that are building games are on that new engine, they can't use your new asset. So fortunately, with Manifest, you don't have that problem anymore, right? So I figured that out today. I did it with vehicles. I didn't do it with characters yet. I do need to do that with characters, but that's not going to be This weekend, it will be during the week, early in the week. Monday, Tuesday, I'll knock that out because characters are easy, and that will start the pipeline, meaning the marketplace pipeline. So as you add stuff to the marketplace, the pipeline will then be active. So if you made yourself as an avatar, that can be accessible to other people playing a manifest game. So add a car, sports car. So like, oh my god. Not gonna lie. I don't know if you can hear it. It's so loud. I know. But okay. So now you can see I'm driving, but that car's so loud. This is supposed to be water, by the way. So I can just go should be able to. So it's so loud. It's hurting my ears. So I could definitely say it's hurting yours. So anyway, so as you can see, they drive. They do what they gotta do, and the sound technically is the other car running. So I have to figure out how to take like distance. So like the car sound is only happening during certain areas of the room, but as you can see, I was able to score on the car with the pump and then I can drive the car. So that was the main goal of this company, was to make sure this car works. Not even for it to be perfect. I really didn't care about it being perfect. I really didn't want it to be perfect. I just wanted it to work where I'm able to spawn a car from a prompt. Now that I can do that, I know for a fact if cars are being generated anywhere else, it'll work, right? So wanted to show you guys that demo because it's just being real. It's not polished fully yet, but I did make a promise that you will be able to see a car being generated in real time. And I said tomorrow, meaning when I said it yesterday, I meant today, and it's done. So the goal is to polish this, make sure the sounds make sense so they're not overplaying each other, and make sure that everything's working correctly. So we're right there. Just got to keep going a little bit more and go through it. So really nothing else to show on that because obviously you saw I got to do some things on the ice road. I don't want people falling through the map like you just saw, especially on the Asian map. It's not really meant for cars. It's not. Just being honest. It's really meant for avatars and maybe props as cars, but not to be driven unless you build it out more. And that's just one section of the game, and then the other section of the game is like more drivable areas, streets and everything else. And you can add that. I could have added it just now, but I want to stay focus on what I'm saying that I'm trying to build in front of you guys, which was vehicles purely. But tomorrow, hopefully, I can have another update on the characters, the polishing of the Unreal and the Unreal Engine stuff that I'm doing. So making sure that whatever asset may be missing, like I said, with shooting and any of that stuff, make sure that works. Once that works, I'll polish even more. I'll make the UI look a lot better, and then we're pretty good because then I just gotta add those maps. And then we can say we're in beta, right? Because we'll have all the assets we need to generate a game. We'll have the mechanics of driving a vehicle on any type of terrain, and the terrain be realistic or customizable to your liking of how you want the game to be. Then we also have the ability for you to expand and combine maps, which, like I said, that's pretty big because you can make your game bigger than Grand Theft Auto if you wanted to. Not saying you should, because as the game gets bigger, the more loading, the game will adjust, meaning how it renders, so it won't render everything at once. So pixel streaming won't be as hard on the computer, but it still will have loading time. So just be wary on that because the more you add, the more loading it has to do, the more compilers that it has to compile. So be wary on what you create. But other than that, are pretty good on the game coming out, bro. Like it's been a minute. It's been a minute of building. I'm not gonna lie, and it hasn't really, but it feels like it to me because I do like 16-hour days, which is fucking insane. When I think about it over and over, I'm like, wow, I've really been developing for a minute. But I'm proud of myself because this is like a project that I really want to do for a long time. I really did, and it's almost there, and it's almost released in Steam, and we're getting partners every day, and as those partners come in, I'm starting to see, okay, wow, this partner's gonna be able to help us do this. So I've reached out to a few over this week. Hopefully, they come back with some good answers because with their partnership, it can dramatically increase the game's value, and we'll be able to do things way better than we're doing it today. So ideally, if you're one of those partners and you ever watch this stream, because I'm gonna post a stream everywhere eventually, reach out, reply because this is just a start. And think about a month from now. This has only been a month in, so a month from now, this is only gonna be greater than it was what you're seeing right now. And a year from now, we're just gonna be out of this fucking world because the games I create with Manifest are just not even something you can technically conceptualize at this moment, right? You have some AI programs that do similar things, but nothing of what I'm about to do with it. So I'm excited for that because if you see what I'm doing here and you're really like, oh shit, he built an AI game and it does this and this, like I said, I mean, you're gonna be very surprised when you see the next 6 months, I would say, of this game because it's already mapped out, code's already done. It's just testing phases that I got to go through. So I'm literally testing things right in front of you guys to show you, okay, one, here's the process of creating it. And as you saw, like, I could break the game very easily. I literally just had all these characters working yesterday. And then I started doing things with code today and I broke all of that because I was trying to add too many things at one time. And that's why it's good to stay on one focal point. That's why it's good to say, okay, you know what? Let me just stick to vehicles and just do vehicles. I got a little excited, got a little carried away, and then I started adding more shit. I added more maps. I tried to add more characters, and the game got confused, meaning the code, on what characters which and where it should be added and stuff like that. And even just adding loading screens. I had to do that too today for each map that I added, right? Because it's not going to just automatically populate a loading screen. Even though it will for you when you use Manifest, it won't for me as I build Manifest, if that makes sense, right? Like I'm teaching the code and you're using the code is two different things. So unfortunately, shit will break. But what's cool is that over time, this platform will become like a self healing, self developing type platform. And you'll see that with a lot of AI platforms. The developers that are really good, not just the vibe coders, not just the ones that say, hey, I built this and they think they're the shit now because they know how to vibe code. I am not talking about those people. I am talking about the people that have been coding for a while, are now already creative, and now see this vibe coding as a way to be more creative. Those individuals are going to understand the concept of self healing and self developing. Think Claudebot, but living inside your program. Nothing's going to beat that. So, Manifest is pretty much there. I can technically make Manifest be that today. I just don't think the world needs that right now. But in the next couple months, I might have a whole different opinion about that, meaning that it's in Manifest already, and when you see me build, I'm just sitting there talking to it, and it's building itself. But there is parameters of making sure that's safe, making sure it does the right thing, and making sure it has guardrails to not fuck up the game, right? Because it could easily go, okay, let me do this update and delete the whole game, and now it's off the servers. Right, so I don't want that, right? We got to make sure that it has the right guardrails in place. So that's the goal. We'll keep going until we have that done. But at the meantime, it's gonna be fun. I'm just having fun right now, building, showing you guys what's going on, continuing to improve the code and improve what's going on with this game overall. So it's cool. We're getting there. We're definitely getting there. I'm trying to think what else I need to add in this because I know there's always gonna be more. There's always more. It never ends. It really doesn't. I want to add myself, so I'm gonna do that. I do have like mad avatars that I made over like the last 5 years. Um, It's just that I really want to make a new one. And to make a new one, so you guys know, if again, 5 days, since I'm talking about avatars, you got 5 days left to get a free avatar if you want one. All I need from you is a headshot. And honestly, I could probably pull that extra headshot from your social profile. But if I have a headshot, I can create your avatar, put it in the game. So I'll show you myself in the game on the last day of this avatar free giveaway. Right, I think that's fair because then you could see how it looks, and if somehow you make it on that last day, kudos to you. But I don't. I won't be happy. I really won't. I'm just being honest with you. I won't be happy at all, not even a little bit. But I will be happy to say, okay, this person has their avatar in the game. Whatever. Who cares? I'm just not happy to actually do it. I don't really want to, but I'm just being nice right now to say, all right, let's give away something free. Thank God it's not thousands of you coming right now saying, hey, I want a free avatar, because I'll just be like, oh shit, I fucked up. But there's only a few, so we're good for now. If there's a lot, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'll just put it in a queue, and I'll be like, look, like I'll be on stream. I'll do some avatars in front of you guys in stream, but we have to do time management. But as of right now, that's not a problem. But if it does, we will figure it out. What else? Voices. So voices work. I do have to add a training process, meaning somewhere within the game in the menu, you can click it and then you can record your voice. It takes your voice, it trains it, and now it talks as you. There's two ways of doing that. If you're a gamer and you already have a headset, you can talk to the default voice. You can allow it to grab a certain amount of samples. And once it grabs those samples, it will just train it on its own. So it's like automated training. Or you could do manual training, speed up the process of it being automated and say, okay, I'm going to go inside the menu and train my voice, right? So that's up to you guys. I will add that, and that will be available end of next week. So to follow through with features and to explain it all the way throughout the week and what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be fine-tuning this vehicle thing. So the next time I stream, you don't see me falling through maps. Once that's done, I will work on damage a little more so it has like full high poly damage and low poly damage, meaning think driving a car in Mario Kart and crashing and there being little to no damage versus driving a car in Forza Motorsports and crashing really hard and your car blowing up. That's the parameter that I gotta build, and everything in the middle. Because now when you build games, you may want that low poly, which is little to no damage again, or you may want that high poly, or you may want a little lower than Forza, where it's like Grand Theft Auto style, where you can crash a few times. It shows like, you crash your car head on or something. It shows hood damage, maybe some high headlight damage. And then after a while, you keep crashing, you start to see smoke, you start to see darker smoke, and then it goes on fire, then it explodes, right? So all of that is something I gotta add in and build so it's available. So that's gonna be fun. But once that's done, then I'll be pretty much be done with vehicles. I'm only gonna add maybe 10 more vehicles. I'm not gonna add any vehicles that are like real at the moment. So I'm not gonna add like a Mercedes Benz just because of licensing, and I don't want to get sued for shit like that. So we might have like replicas, like something close where like it don't say Mercedes and doesn't have the Mercedes emblem, but like the frame maybe has similarities. I don't know. We'll figure it out, but that's up to you guys. Especially if Mercedes Benz ever sees this, they can obviously add their own cars. Like, we can't stop them from adding your shit, right? But we can't add your shit for you. So that I'll do. I'll stop at like 10, 20. Then I'll go into characters. Then I'll go into maps. Or maybe I'll do maps before characters. Yeah, I'll do maps before characters. Since characters is the easiest, I'll go hardest to easy first. I mean, easy last, right? And the maps, I'm at 4 right now. Ideally, like I said, I want to stop at 25. So that will take me to about tomorrow. I should be done tomorrow, and I should be able to come on stream and show you at least 10 to 20 of those. It'd probably be a longer stream because these maps are huge. I will need to fix at least one of those third person characters because I'm not too fond of the first person ones. They're right, but I want to make sure that the first person has like a better view. If you can see, like, I don't like how the person is kind of in the way a little bit, so I want to fix that camera angle. And I'd rather use third person when I'm showing these demos so you can see more of the map as I'm moving. So I'll add one third person, make sure that works. It'll probably be that adventure man again. And then once that works, we'll go into like showing a different map. So again, vehicle additions is the first. Second's maps, third characters, fourth props for these characters because I obviously need the characters to even test the guns, right? So third characters, fourth guns, fifth should be beta because I think we're good, right? I don't think I'm missing anything, but if I am, I'll come back tomorrow and stream and we'll talk about that as well. But ideally, that's gonna be it. That's gonna be the move. It's gonna be just, feature after feature after feature, fine tune, make sure it's good, release on Steam, and then it's constant building from there, nonstop. Nonstop. And then next month we have some other things in AI that we got to talk about that combine all of this together. But as of right now, it's full blown manifest. We're gonna keep talking about manifest until manifest is everywhere, until it's a household name, until every motherfucker is playing and at least has created one game in manifest. That's my goal, right? Like everyone has a game idea. Everyone wants to at least. I mean, I think it's cool if you're in a game, right? So maybe everyone, maybe not everyone, but maybe some people want to see themselves in that game, hear their own voices in that game, maybe even be able to recreate their own space. Like, doesn't have to be your house, but you could. Wouldn't recommend it too much, but yeah, you'll be able to do any of that shit. Take a picture, upload it, and it'll just generate that item. We do not take the pictures, so don't think that we are saving a bunch of databases of photos because we're not. And why I'm not, to be honest with you, I don't want to pay that cloud cost. Fuck that. Like I am not doing it right now. I'm trying to keep, like I said before, manifest as slim as possible when it comes to the dollar, right? There's no reason to build something that's big and just be like, oh, in order for this to run, I need millions and billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars, for this to work. And that is, I don't. We could build it small but big at the same time and just be slim to run. And I figured that out. The fact that we're even running 4 language models at this point inside of a game is insane. Because people can't even run one language model without saying they need billions of dollars. So I think we won there. Other than that, though, we're going to keep going. Got some updates to do. Got some work to do for sure. I'm going to put some work on these maps. What else? Yeah, really just the maps is my main thing. And making sure they all load. I do want to show you one more map. Let me show you one map. Because I do have this utopian city, which was looking pretty good. I honestly didn't even go through it all of myself, but I'm curious on how much it's loading. Because the Asian demo, I have it doing that on purpose, where it's not loading some of the stuff, but I'm curious to like, with my new fix, did it fix all the newer assets? If it did, then that's great. That is amazing, actually. So hold on. Boo, boo, boo. Did I switch? Are we still in here? No, I didn't switch. Give me a second. Boom. Why did it do me dirty like that? Hold on. Hold on. Hold your horses. Alright.
Welcome to Manifest Anything. How can I help you?
Can you see it? Yes, you can. What is it? Utopian. Okay. So yeah, Utopian is a lot better. I like this. Okay, if I remember, it's not the first one, it's this one. Right?
Got it. Starting now.
Okay, now I could take, see how like it's in the head a little bit? Like I like when it's moving, you see the back of the head, that's fine. But even for first person, it's like in the middle. It's like second person. That makes sense. It's not first, it's not second, and it's not third. So it's like second. But what's good is that all the meshes are loaded, which is great. So I can change any of these meshes, right? Let's just make sure. If I want to make this wood, am I on a character? Okay. Whoa, make it wood. Okay, that's good. That's good. All right, so how big is this now? Oh, I can walk for days. Oh shit, you know what I'm missing? Run. I just realized that. I gotta add a run to this damn character. You know what I'm thinking about? And it might be smart, it might not be smart. But you know how there's like these TikTok dances? And you obviously see a bunch of TikTok dances on TikTok. I could technically add that to the game, meaning like you can connect your social platform and you could have it like see your video and it could recreate that animation. If you guys want that, let me know. I will add that later on. But why I'm saying that now, because I'm thinking about running and I'm thinking about now like other things a character needs. And obviously I need emotes, taunts, whatever you want to call them. And you guys could potentially make your own taunts. The problem is that like I don't know how to avoid a backpack kit scenario. You know what I mean? Like I don't know who really technically came up with the dance first. And like do I really want to be in the realm of trying to figure out who did that in court because I need to figure out who, you know what I mean? Like, it just sounds stupid. So, like, I'd rather not. But if people really want that feature, I will add it. And we would just have to figure out how the fuck do we, like, make sure someone did it first, gets their actually a credit that they need to get in payment, whatever it is. You know what I mean? Because if people are getting paid for that dance, but they're not the creators of it, it's not fair. So, gotta keep sure things are fair, keep people happy, etc. So the map does have every single thing that it needs, that I am expecting. There is no missing, bro. There is no missing meshes, and yeah, for the most part, it looks like everything loaded up pretty good. So this map isn't as big as I thought. It's a lot smaller than the Asian demo. Honestly, if you go through the Asian demo, bro, you can run for days, and with no run, I mean days. I don't know if collision is added. I don't think it is. I don't want to jump down there because I feel like it'll be a forever fall. But I just wanted to see if it would let me go up there. There is an Instagram thing up there which I need to remove or keep. I don't really care. I think Instagram might though, so probably should remove it. This is what I want to see though. No, it did pretty good. It really did. So that's good. That's good. I'm glad this works. I'm glad we're here in this part of it. I will make sure there's more maps, especially the ones that people create on Fab. I'll try to get all of those. Not all of them, because there's a lot, but a decent amount of them because they're good. And I just want to be able to showcase what developers already did. So I will add those. Other than that, we're looking pretty good. It's pretty solid. I'm not gonna lie. I'm curious. This is probably gonna be crazy to do, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. It's gonna be loud as shit.
Got it. Starting now.
I knew that was gonna happen. I actually knew it. Wait. You're stuck in the ground, aren't you? That's it. Add it. So, like I said, I gotta fix that. Obviously, that's gonna be a problem because what's happening. I don't know if you remember, like in Grand Theft Auto, when you when you spawn a car using like a cheat, and you know how like in that cheat, like once you're done doing it, the car like floats down. I did that same thing, but what I didn't do was a collision. So now it's falling down, but if it doesn't recognize the ground right away, it's gonna just go into the ground. So that's what you just saw. But obviously there's ways to avoid that, especially if you know what you did. So I know what I did, know how to fix it. It's not gonna be hard to fix. Just get it to work. So not worried about that. I was just worried about the car actually spawning and actually being there. Now that it's there, it has its sounds. You see that it works. You saw me in it, saw me driving it. We're good. We're good for that. And then, some other sounds like tires screeching. So if we do a hard left, hard right, that shit will work. That's easy. And then yeah, just more colors for the cars, like so you could change it, more materials, and then damage. Once that's done, we're good. I can move on to maps. So that's my goal. Get to that point at least, and then we could keep going. But maps is the bigger one because once maps are done, you guys can generate almost any game that you want because I have all the game systems mostly done except like the shooting one. And like I said, I'm gonna be doing that between Sunday and Monday. So once the shooting one's there, you'll be able to do everything. There shouldn't be anything that I'm missing. But if I am, obviously there's gonna be feature request that you saw that's in the menu, and then there's also gonna be bug reports. So if you find bugs, I can obviously take some things out, fix it, push it out to the next update, and go from there. So I do need to figure out how to make this game smaller because I think I made it bigger today by adding more shit, and I didn't even add the 20 maps that I'm talking about. So yeah, and each map is about 2 to 5 gigs. So that sounds like another 100 gigs. So I need to, yeah, damn, that's not good actually. Now I'm doing the math. So yeah, we're like 200 gigs total if I do that. Um, I definitely gotta compile it. I gotta put into shipping. It can't be in development. It has to be in shipping, and it has to be small as possible. Because I could take that 260 gigs if I do it correctly. The problem is though, ship breaks. It really does. Like when it goes to shipping, that's why I had that problem with the characters, where the characters were just like they didn't want to participate. They just didn't want to be a part of the new game. They were like, nah, I want to be at the development side. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't. It makes sense because it's like they're labeled a certain way. So once they're in that label, Unreal just likes it to be a certain way for it to go into shipping mode. There are two different modes when you're compiling your game. So I will do some things to hopefully fix that. If I do, great. The game will be a lot smaller. Still powerful, still be able to do all of its features, but it won't take up all of your storage space because 200 gigs as a baseline is really bad. It's really bad. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. And it's worse if you are building games. So imagine you build your own game on top of the game, and now your game is at least 10 to 20 gigs. I don't know about you guys. I got a few terabytes, so I don't have a problem yet. But anybody that's like 1 terabyte in for their hard drive, meaning you're kind of fucked. So I don't wanna do that to you guys. Like I really don't want you guys to have to get new hard drives just to play this. So I'll do my best to get it down, but I'm gonna be transparent every time I run into a problem. Every time I'm like, oh shit, it maybe not be possible. I don't know yet. I gotta kind of go through it, build the whole game out, and then let that be like a full day problem that I can focus on because right now I'm focused on a lot of different parts of this game, and I'd rather just get those done and then deal with the memory problem after. So if that becomes an issue and it becomes an unsolvable issue, my next solution will be put it on the cloud. So you guys don't have to worry about downloading it at all. You just have to log into your account. Your account will have everything saved, and then you'll be fine, right? So I'm not gonna say, oh well, that's it. Like, you know what, you gotta make sure you have a new hard drive just to play Manifest. That's not what I'm gonna do. But I do ideally not. I don't want to pay cloud costs right now because imagine fucking 500 gigs every day on a cloud, and that's just base, meaning just the game. That's not everyone's assets and games and projects on top of that. So, whole nother thing. I'm trying to do this without all these investors right now. I'm sure it's easy to get because they can see things being built, they can see it scale. I get it. There's nothing else in the market like it. I understand. But as of right now, slim, less people to talk to, keep going forward. So that's the move, right? So, all right. Well, I think that's most of my update. I showed you guys a map that I didn't even really want to show yet, but hey, you guys got a sneak peek on that because I do want to do some fine tuning to that map. I'll have a lot more to show tomorrow, if not latest Sunday. And that will be just more assets, more things, more functionality of the game, being able to compile more when you're generating it from a prompt. And then the comparison contrast will be my final demo update before beta. And that's the comparison to the AI LA game, since that is, I would say, my favorite newest game that came out so far on Steam. So I just love the graphics. I love the way that they did the story and all of that. So I want to be able to compare and contrast like what Manifest can do trying to build a game like that. And I think that's a good test because that's a really good game. And I think if we get anywhere close, we're doing pretty good, especially as a demo or beta. You know what I mean? Because it's not even a full game yet. So that's going to be the test of all tests. Once we do that, then I can compare it to anything else like Resident Evil, etc. But the move is to do it from here. And then I challenge streamers to do the same thing as the game comes out. So as we get to beta and it's released on Steam, I really want to see what you guys can do comparing it to another game. Maybe even GTA. Maybe we can build GTA before GTA comes out. You know what I mean? Like, not trying to say that we are doing that totally, but hey, as a comparison, I think they are like top echelon of games. So to be able to even build something close with AI is insane, right? So I'm not doing it to compete. I'm doing it to say here's our marker of success because I look at Rockstar as one of the best, if not the best, game developers in the world. So hey, if we can build an AI that can build a Rockstar level game, whew, I think we could say we did it. You know what I mean? And then everybody technically did it because then you guys could fucking build whatever you want. So that's the goal. You know, we'll keep that as a marker. We'll go slow for now. We'll go for the smaller games and say, okay, we did this. We can generate these. We can obviously generate Mario Kart if we wanted to. Not using Mario, but you know what I mean. And yeah, once we're there, it's off to the races, bro. Like we got this. We got this. And then I'm gonna challenge the shit out of you guys every day, because I have so many game ideas, but I don't want to build them all. So I'm gonna challenge you guys to do it. Whoever builds the best version of the game that I said, you will get rewarded for that. And there'll be many ways of awards. Some we'll call them hackathons, but I'll come up with a different name. There will be some hackathons that may have money prizes. Others may have other types of prizes, and they'll just be transparent. You know, the harder ones will definitely have money prizes. The easier ones, they just might call for engagement, right? So I'm probably doing it just to get people to engage, just being honest. But I'll definitely give something that's valuable. Like it won't just be like some shitty ass thing. You know what I mean? It'll definitely be points. So you'll definitely get free points to generate more and manifest. But I want to give more than that. So let me think about the business of how that would make sense and why I'm doing certain things. And maybe we can even come up with that together. You know what I mean? Like, I'll be honest and be like, yo, what should we do for this? Like, we want this. What should we give for that? And we'll see what we all come up with. You know, hopefully something good and everybody wants to participate and keep doing it. In the meantime, in between time, stay smiling, stay being happy, and I will be back soon with more updates and hopefully more maps to show. Like I said, vehicles are done and we're going to keep going. So I'll see you guys later. All right.